Should you wait for the iPhone 17? I think have the answer. Let me start off with an apology. We're probably only 3 weeks away from the arrival of the next generation iPhones, which we and many others in the tech industry have called the iPhone 17. That means you should almost certainly wait for the reveal of the new iPhones rather than rush out and buy one unless you absolutely need it. Even then, it might be better to get a pre-owned older model or an iPhone 16, that to tide you over, and one that'll act as a backup phone once you have a fully new iPhone. So sure, I'm late to the game here, and the debut of the Google Pixel 10, Pixel 10 Pro, and Pixel 10 Pro XL, and Pixel 10 Pro Fold to distract me. Apple has a decent chance at beating Google's next phone. Now that Google released its latest phones, the Pixel 10 Pro XL is undoubtedly going to try to gain that best phone recognition. However, that will mostly rest on how it performs during our testing. Now the ball's in Apple's court with the projected September 9 event, where we'll likely get our first glance at the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Apple's flagship model has a lot to prove, despite the reports of how we could end up getting a new model in the lineup with the iPhone 17 Air. And now that we know everything about the Pixel 10 Pro XL, Apple can't afford to have a lackluster response. I've had the chance to check out the Pixel 10 Pro XL, but the leaks and rumors regarding the iPhone 17 Pro Max suggest some major ways it could trump its competition. Here's how. More powerful A19 Pro chip. This one's quite apparent, given how prior face-offs have ended with Apple coming on top. The iPhone 17 Pro Max is rumored to be powered by the A19 Pro, which is supposedly going to be produced using an enhanced version of TSMC 3nm technology. Apple's CPUs have historically outpaced Google's Tensor, seen in the most current models as the iPhone 16 Pro Max performance saw considerable advances over the Pixel 9 Pro XL. One thing that surprised me about the Pixel 10 Pro XL is that Google didn't enhance its camera hardware. In fact, the camera specs are all similar to last year's model, including its telephoto shooter. Google is leaning on some AI assistants with a feature dubbed ProRes Zoom, which enhances zoom photographs with the help of generative AI. I saw it in action and tested it out for myself, but I think this is one area where Apple could come out on top. That's because the iPhone 17 Pro Max is believed to include an enhanced 48 megapixels telephoto shooter, which would be up from the 12 megapixels one in the current iPhone 16 Pro Max. However, it's also rumored that the optical zoom is being lowered to a 3x zoom, down from 5x. Another story indicates differently, since the telephoto cam is likely to have an 8x optical zoom. Whatever ends up happening, the iPhone 17 Pro Max has a strong shot at coming out on top. I just need to remind myself how Apple has the superior zoom performance in my 200 photo shootout with the iPhone 16 Pro Max versus Pixel 9 Pro XL. Longer battery life. There haven't been a lot of leaks regarding the battery of the iPhone 17 Pro Max, but I'm barely concerned because we've put the iPhone 16 Pro Max and Pixel 9 Pro XL through our standard battery drain test, and the iPhone lasted a whole lot longer. I'm not talking an hour, I'm talking almost 4 hours longer. Yes, the Pixel 10 Pro XL gets a larger 5,200 mAh battery, but I don't think that alone would be enough to beat the iPhone 17 Pro Max in a battery endurance test. Even if Apple keeps the same battery capacity as previously, the power efficiency of the A19 Pro CPU could alone help the battery last longer. Anti-reflective display. There haven't been a lot of leaks regarding the display coming to the iPhone 17 Pro Max either, but we know how well the present display on the iPhone 16 Pro Max works. The 6.9-inch display on the iPhone 17 Pro Max is rumored to be created with a super hard anti-reflective layer that will make it far more robust. This could make it better to see outside or in bright situations, which cause unexpected reflections that make it impossible to see what's on screen. Google doesn't have anything like this with the Pixel 10 Pro XL, choosing instead to tout how its 6.8-inch Super Actua display can now reach up to 3,300 nits. Being bright is always helpful, but it won't help if the screen's filled with reflections. Refreshed design with stronger colors. Don't get me wrong, I much love the design of the Pixel 10 Pro XL over the current iPhone 16 Pro Max. However, we might see a huge design change with the iPhone 17 Pro Max that might make it much more enticing. First of all, the rear of the phone is apparently going to appear significantly different, with the camera housing being expanded out, with a two-tone color scheme. What makes this redesigned design more tempting is that it's going to be available in vivid new hues. I've noted earlier that the new color options with the Pixel 10 Pro XL, Jade, and Moonstone are muted compared to what Google has offered in the past. With the iPhone 17 Pro Max, we could witness the arrival of an orange hue, accompanied by white, black, and a deep blue choice. Aside from that and probable upgraded A-series CPUs, it doesn't feel like this year will bring in a huge step change for the iPhone. So my sense is you don't need to be extremely excited for the next Apple event from a phone's perspective, but you can pretty much ensure that an iPhone 17 will once again give the finest iPhone experience, even if it's simply an incremental update over the iPhone 16. It's on the AI side that I think Apple will draw a bit more attention with the iPhones this year. The debut of Apple Intelligence wasn't a seamless one, and it's only recently that I've started to feel some of the benefits of it. As such, I expect Apple will focus a bit more on the new AI features that'll come with the next iPhones, as well as accentuate those disclosed at Worldwide Developers Conference 2025 with the showcase of iOS 26. I'd anticipate the Cupertino staff to really focus on what Apple Intelligence features will be accessible for the iPhone 17 straight out of the box, rather than those that may have a regional or staggered deployment. Of course, if you have an iPhone 16, you'll almost probably be able to run these features after an update, yet that'll still imply an iPhone 17-centric Apple event is worth watching. With that in mind, I will be looking at bringing you all the news, announcements, and commentary live for the next Apple event, and in the run-up, we'll be scanning the rumors and last-minute leaks. So keep an eye out for that. And do let me know in the comments below if you're looking forward to the next generation iPhones. So, if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more exciting tech news and updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.